Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 8 of the weekly English Idioms series with me, Teacher Tiffany. All right, so as always, we're going to go over 3 new English idioms for this lesson. So let's jump to my computer screen and let's get started with the first one. All right, so our first idiom for today's lesson is have a heart to heart. One more time. Have a heart to heart. Now, this idiom means a serious conversation between two people, usually close friends, in which they talk honestly about their feelings regarding a certain situation or their feeling about a certain topic that was discussed, okay? All right, so let's look at the first example. Here we go. We had a heart-to-heart about how we should proceed or go forward with the arrangements for the funeral. Okay, so again, remember we said that heart-to-heart refers to a conversation between two people or more that are close friends or individuals who are very close to each other, have a good relationship, and they're speaking honestly. Now, when you're thinking about preparing a funeral, that's a very serious situation. So a lot of times you will have a sincere opinion about that situation. So you need to have a heart to heart with the other person that will be in charge of the funeral arrangements. Okay. All right. So let's go back to number 2. Here we go. Why don't you have a heart to heart with him and sort out your problems? Now, sort out. Now, I want to explain that to you really quickly. Sort out just means to fix, okay? A lot of times when there's an issue or a problem, things are very complicated. So you want to uncomplicate them and make them clear so you can find a solution. Well, another way of saying that is sort out a problem, okay? So the individual is saying you need to have a heart-to-heart, speak honestly with him so that you can fix or sort out your problems, okay? All right, now let's look at the third example. The third example is, it was time to have a heart-to-heart with my daughter, okay? So again, think of this situation. A parent needs to speak to their daughter about a very serious situation. But since it is not a joking matter or anything to be played with, the parent wants to speak honestly to their daughter. Okay? All right, great. Now let's move on to idiom number 2. Our second idiom is have a leg to stand on. Once again, have a leg to stand on. Now, this idiom is a statement or claim made that cannot be justified or proven. All right. So when you don't have a leg to stand on, that's when we say this. Okay. All right. So example 1, here we go. After reviewing the paperwork, the lawyer realized that he did not have a leg to stand on. Again, meaning that he had no way of proving his case, okay? Next, if you didn't sign a contract, you won't have a leg to stand on. So again, in order to actually get something in return or to prove the contract or to prove the situation, they needed a contract. But without that, they don't have a leg to stand on or they have nothing to prove, all right? All right, and finally, it's only my word against his, I know. So I don't have a leg to stand on. Again, in this situation, the person is saying they don't have enough to prove their point because it is their word against the other individual's word. So they don't have a leg to stand on. All right, now let's go to our final idiom. The final idiom we're going to look at today is have something at your fingertips. Now, this is referring to something that is easily available or within one's reach, okay? So first example, I had the information at my fingertips but didn't use it. Again, so I had access to some file or some book. So for example, I had access to the file or the notebook, but I didn't use it. It was at my fingertips, but I didn't use it, okay? All right, next one we have, She had all the facts at her fingertips, which means she could easily access all the files. And finally, all the basic controls are at your fingertips, which again just means that everything you need to control something can be easily accessed. Okay? All right, so guys, I hope you enjoyed this lesson and you really learned the meaning of these three English idioms. Now, what I want you to do is in the comment section, I want you to try to make a sentence using each of these English idioms, and I'll be able to see them and correct them for you. All right, guys, I'll talk to you in our next episode.